Hi, Gloria Lybecker here with Healing You. As a kid, I would get scared in the night. And there are different things that would scare me and different types of fears that come up for us at different ages. I remember when Rylan shared with me about his fears in the night. It was good 10 years ago. And he said, I just get so scared if I wake up and you aren't there. I get scared that you might be dead. Well, in the moment, I'm like, wow, that's huge. So I reflected back what I was hearing. It's like, I'm hearing just how scared you feel when you wake up, Rylan, and you think I might be dead because you can't see me. And I made a guess. I said, do you really like it when you know I'm okay and you aren't alone? Well, with that resonant guess, his eyes widened and he says, yeah, but I get so scared that my stomach hurts and it terrifies me. I want it to stop, but I don't know what to do. So I reflected that again to stay right with him where he was. So you feel so scared and your stomach hurts and it's terrifying. You really want it to stop, yet you don't know what to do. I'm guessing that maybe you like some support and you might like some new tools. So I made an empathy guess. He nodded and leaned in slightly towards me. And taking in those nonverbal cues, I drew in a breath to ground myself. And then I asked him, I said, do you remember the tapping? We used emotional freedom technique. And we did this together when you were 6 years old. He's like, yeah. And I stopped biting my nails then, didn't I? He got excited about it. It's like, if we do the tapping again, will that help my fear too? And I said, well, are you willing to give it a go? And so we did several rounds of the tapping while I named his experience out loud in the first person. And after we'd done that, I said, well, how does your tummy feel now? And he placed his hand on his tummy and he paused before responding. And he had awe in his voice. He's like, my tummy doesn't hurt. I gave him a big warm hug. And I acknowledged, you are developing so many tools to support yourself, Rylan, in the moment. And I celebrated with him how he was able to seek the support he needed in the moment when he needed it. And then he smiled and he had some tears that built up in his eyes. And a new layer of information was coming up to process. He said, yeah, but other kids my age are able to do a lot more schoolwork than me. So I made another guess, just staying right there in that conversation. I'm like, oh, is it like you would really like to be included, especially with kids your age? And maybe you're wishing you had more power in your world. Would you just love to do and be anything you want to do and be right now? And he nodded as he wiped away the tears. And I said, I'm moved to some self-expression here. You see, I'm not worried about that at all. And I acknowledged to him, I said, you're doing some serious foundation work in your life. And do you remember why you're willing to do all this work? And he acknowledged, so I can calm myself and not feel overwhelmed by my sensory and feel happier. And I said, absolutely. And once your foundation is solid, you're going to soar wherever your interests take you. And I'll be right alongside to support you. And then I ended the way that I usually did. I said, now are you ready to let me give you a great big mommy hug? So as we shifted our focus back to the present moment, it was as if on cue, Rylan's eyes opened up and connected with my gaze. He offered me a gorgeous big smile. And he said, good morning, mommy. I love you. Just how satisfying is it? For me, it's so satisfying to have been able to witness my son's journey over all these years, our life intertwining with one another, And by establishing the firm foundation necessary for secure attachment, we were both empowered to experience that it is possible to learn to welcome what I referred to as the 3 R's. That's resistance, rupture, and repair, while holding both ourselves and one another with love and acceptance. When Rylan was moving through these years, this integrated process, time in his life, he really wanted other kids who might have struggled with sensory or learning difficulties to know that the work he did with audio blocks, the integrated listening system, and intuitive tapping really supported him as he was building his firm foundation. Reach out to me if you want more information about these supportive resources. You can reach me at healingyousanctuary.com. And thanks for being on the journey with me today. Healing you.